Hey, Push Run Nation. Peace. Dr. Dave here, and today I'm doing a fantastic update video on two shoes that viewers have requested I put this video together, and that is on the New Balance XMore Trail V3 and the Asics Trabuco Max 2. Now, both of these shoes are probably among the most super stack or max stack high trail shoes that are on the market today. Very similar as far as midsole. A lot of features on the shoes that you'll get from the midsole, that you get from the traction, the uppers, very similar. So that's why we're putting them both together and balancing them out and see what you think. So let's get into it. Here we go. So first, let's check out the New Balance XMore Trail Engineered Mesh Upper. Asics also does too. Engineered Mesh Up, I would say on the New Balance, a little thicker material on the upper as opposed to the Asics. And show you both of them so you can see they're both, if you can see through that, they're both very airy, both have holes in the forefoot to let a lot of air through. However, I've worn these shoes on the same trails. The holes on the forefoot of the Asics are a little bit larger than those on the New Balance. So I don't know if it's the size of the holes or the heavier material on the New Balance that keep sand and other debris from getting inside the shoe. Right before filming, I dumped a bunch of sand out of the Asics that got into there from the last time I wore these shoes on very sandy trails. That's one of the big drawbacks with the Trabuco. Let's go to the toe guard. The New Balance has a little bit heavier toe guard on the front ear inlaid in. Also has a nice kick plate on the front of the shoe. And heavier rubber on the outsole and on the toe kick plate, as opposed to the Asics has the kick plate, although the toe guard inlay is not as heavy or thick as on the New Balance. So a little more rugged construction, a little bit heavier rubberized kick plate or toe guard on the New Balance. Let's move up to the laces. They both have cottony feel laces. Neither one of them have stretchy laces. A little bit on the Asics. I would say the laces on the New Balance are a lot more cottony feeling, and I know from wearing these in an ultra marathon where I had 3 miles of mid-shin to knee-deep water that I had to trudge through, and the New Balance, those laces sucked all that water in, whereas because the laces on the Asics are more synthetic-y, they're not going to do that. Both have nice padded tongues, both have gusseted tongues on them, except for probably the top inch of the tongue. The rest of the tongue is connected with almost a elasticy membrane between the tongue and the shoe. So that's nice to keep debris out from going into the shoe and to keep the tongue in place. On the tongues of both shoes, they have finger loops. The New Balance is pretty large, as opposed to the Asics, which has one, but it's just enough to get your finger into. Two features, actually. On the forefoot of the upper that I like on the Asics, there's an elastic tab on the shoe over the laces, where once you tie your shoelaces, you tuck the laces under this elastic to keep them in place. The second feature I like is the front of the laces is a metal clip that allows you to hook a gaiter into. On the heel of the Asics has a Velcro backing where you can stick your gaiter back into that. Only feature I don't like that's not present on the New Balance. If the New Balance had that feature in, as far as holding a gaiter in place, this would probably be checking off every single box that you would want on a rugged trail shoe. The heel, very reinforced on the New Balance, heavy rubberized guard all along your heel. There's a nice pull tab. Same thing on the Asics. As far as the heel cup on both shoes, they both are about the same rigidity. Around the ankle, both shoes have very nice padded ankles. I have not had any problems with blisters on either of these two shoes or any type of abrasions around the ankle. Both shoes have great Achilles support in the back and highly padded. And I mean highly, probably about a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of padding on both shoes. So let's go to the midsole. The New Balance, we have XMore Fresh Foam, which is a little bit firmer than the Fresh Foam in the More 4. And obviously we'll see that in trail shoes as opposed to road shoes. Same thing with Nike shoes that have a ZoomX foam in them. The new trail shoes that Nike is coming out with ZoomX, it's a little firmer. So it's something to get used to and not think that it's going to be the same ZoomX foam of the Vaporfly or Alphafly. Once you put enough miles on them, it starts to get more like softer foam of the Alpha and the Vaporfly. On the New Balance, very soft. You obviously see this Super Max cush shoe. Both shoes are. What you see on the New Balance, you think is a larger stack height, but all smoke and mirrors. A lot of that foam that you see rising up here is actually support system built into the midsole to cradle your foot in place. So you have a lot more support, lateral support added into the shoe that you don't have with the Asics. So if you're looking for more support, that's the shoe for you. The New Balance features 39.4 millimeter stack height in the heel and 35.4 stack height in the forefoot for a 4 millimeter drop, where we look at the Asics and you think by looking at both shoes, the Asics has a shorter stack height, but it actually doesn't. The Asics features a 43 millimeter stack height in the heel and 38 mil in the forefoot for a 5 millimeter drop. Actually, a little bit more stack height in the heel and forefoot of the Asics and 1 millimeter more in drop. The foam that's in the Asics is the FF Blast Plus, and that's the softest foam that Asics makes in any of their shoes, and that's throughout that entire midsole. So we're going to go ahead and check the softness of the foams on the Asics forefoot. I have 22, and in the New Balance, 26. New Balance in the heel, I have 33, 34. And the Asics in the forefoot, 29. So a little bit softer as far as the foam density is on the Asics, but I'll tell you, wearing both of these shoes, you almost can't tell the difference between them. Both of these shoes have a fantastic soft ride, and anyone I've talked to, or even those who have seen the videos I've posted before on both of these shoes, have all commented back. Those who have worn them have commented back how soft and similar the rides are in both of these shoes. So between both of them, I'd say similar ride. A little bit softer foam on the Asics and a little bit more of it in that midsole. On the New Balance, a little bit higher foam, but remember, a lot of that going around is cradling your foot and supporting your lateral movement, where you don't have that in the Asics. So let's go down to the outsole. The New Balance features Vibram rubber, and these have the largest lugs of any trail shoe I have ever seen. Some of these lugs are over an inch long or wide, as opposed to 1/3 to 1/2 inch wide on the Asics. That's not to say that the New Balance does not have gripping power. It absolutely does. And I would say the rubber on the outsole of the New Balance is a lot more rugged and firm than that of the Asics. However, if I would have to say one is grippier than the other, I would say the Asics is the grippier. Both have 5mm lugs on the bottom, both in common there. So let's check out the sock liner, because that obviously adds to the comfort of your ride. In the New Balance, it's very cupped in the heel. And again, that goes along with those sidewalls of foam. So built into that shoe is a lot more cradling and lateral stability. On the Asics, you have a little bit of contour in the heel, not as much as on the New Balance. The arch on the New Balance sock liner or insole is a lot higher than that of the Asics. So if you're looking for a little bit more support inside your shoe for your arch, the New Balance insole or sock liner has a lot more support there. Let's check out the weight on both shoes. Have my scale here. This is a men's US 11.5, and that's coming in at 11.9 ounces or 338 grams. We'll go over to the New Balance. Same exact weight, 11.9 ounces. Last part, let's talk price. Only $10 difference, the New Balance being $10 more. The New Balance right now in the United States going for $159.95. And on the Asics, we have $149.95. So $10 on the New Balance. What are we getting extra in that shoe? A little bit more rugged design, a little bit heavier toe guard, heavier heel counter, heavier pull tabs. We have that lateral stability added in, more stability in the sock liner. So for $10, a little bit softer foam on the Asics. But I can tell you, after having over 200 miles on both of these shoes, I almost can't tell the difference. The only thing with the coloring, and when I bought these, the New Balance, I intentionally bought the yellow because that's one of my company colors, neon yellow. But again, that 3-mile stretch of water I had to go through, which was brackish water, which is half and half between fresh water, fresh spring water, and salt water. So after having to do 4 laps of 16 miles, it really did a job as far as different dyes in the dye colorings in the shoe leaking into that upper. So it did leave a lot of dark staining on the shoe. So when it comes down to it, both of these shoes almost equally balanced, a little bit thinner on the upper and support in the Asics as opposed to the New Balance. So overall, $10 difference, but a little bit more support and ruggedness in the New Balance. Just depends what you're looking for, a little lighter shoe or a little bit more rugged shoe. You be the judge. Let me know down in the comments if you have these shoes, if you've tried them out, what you think of them, what shoe is it that you're wearing. If you do wear these, what are the features that you like the most of it? What do you think of the ride? And most of all, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button down below, push that subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet, because every month we have at least one product giveaway. I'm pulling out a subscriber's name. How can you be higher on that list of winning? 1, be a subscriber. And 2, watch the videos that come out all the time. Comment down below and like them. The more you do that, the better chance you'll have at winning. So again, this is Dr. Dave for Push to Run Nation. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you out in the trails. Peace.